Good morning, Texoma. I'm Ashley FITZWATER. Thanks for joining us for another look inside Texoma. This morning we are headed to the city of Vernon. We are talking about the Vernon Main Street program and all of the new activities and ventures that are taking place. Joining me now to talk about more is Dan Kelleher. He is the Main Street Director. And we also have Meg Heatley, the chairwoman, the Main Street Organization Committee, also the secretary of the Vernon Farmers Market Association, and Mark Farnash, the chairman of the Main Street Promotion Committee. So I know each of you wear many hats and are very busy, so we appreciate you taking time to be here today. And I think this is so exciting. You know, we are talking about the Main Street program, so we want to jump right into it and talk about all the benefits that you have really seen from this program and what it's bringing to Vernon.
You know, Ashley, the Main Street program is a really exciting program, not only here in Texas, but nationwide. It provides tremendous benefits. Main Street focuses on 4 areas. They call it their 4-point program. And it includes promotion and organization and physical improvements to their design efforts and also economic restructuring. And so we've been pursuing initiatives along all those areas, and there have been some very exciting and fun new developments in Vernon as a result of that.
And, you know, lots of committees heading up different projects, I understand, and, you know, there's things in the work under each committee, and you kind of oversee them all, I understand, and it's been a great thing. What are some of the things you've seen maybe under your committee come to a completion, or the committee you're involved in?
Well, we actually have a big event coming up on April 14th. We have a community cleanup day, and it's actually our 2nd annual one. Last year we had one before the visit from the First Lady of Texas. So this is our 2nd one, and we were amazed and surprised by how much there was to clean up downtown. So we're excited to have it on April 14th, and we encourage everybody to come out, particularly youth groups and everyone, to give Vernon a spring cleaning. And it starts at 8:30, and McDonald's of Vernon has graciously given us breakfast sandwiches for the people to come. And IESI has donated $250 for the cleanup and provided us with trash bins. So we'll start at 8:30, and then 9 o'clock we'll give out assignments, and we encourage everyone to come down and spruce up Vernon.
I love how there's an incentive involved in this too. You know, they're going to feed you breakfast, so you can't go wrong there. How encouraging is it to see? You said this is the 2nd time. Were you amazed at all the hard work and, you know, the final finished project, I guess, the first time it was cleaned up?
Yes, we weren't, I don't think, anticipating how much trash we were going to find and the weeds we pulled up and all that. So this year I think we'll be a little better prepared for the amount of trash we will create. But hopefully it will encourage people to come down, and once they've spent their morning cleaning, it'll give them a little bit of pride and incentive to keep it clean in the future.
Do you think that also gives them an incentive to want downtown to be developed? Maybe they notice, hey, you know what, there's not anything here, or hey, this is a new building here that we're trying to renovate. Let's come down here and support it. Do you find that as well?
Well, you know, whenever we get volunteer efforts together, people come down and work together, they see what they can accomplish. Sometimes they surprise themselves. It's not so impossible to accomplish measurable goals. And I think that people had a really good, inspiring feeling after last year's event, and we hope to give them a nice breakfast and have a good event this year as well.
Absolutely. So mark that down on your calendars coming up. What about your committee? Anything that you can tell us that, you know, you've seen come to pass now?
One of the 2 things that that people talked about for our committee was a need to have a buy local campaign for Vernon, which so happens that was also being done by the Chamber of Commerce. And so what we've done is we've put our full support behind their buy local efforts to sort of make way for the other big thing that people asked for, and that was a farmer's market. And so we'll talk more about that later, but what we did was we held an exploratory committee and just had monthly meetings for several months, inviting people, local farmers, growers and enthusiasts, people that just wanted to shop at a farmer's market. And that worked out really well, because eventually what happened is enough people got in the room and somebody said, you know what, we need to kind of get organized. And so that's what happened. They just sort of took over And Dan and I backed quietly out of the room, and now they're a going concern. And so we decided that that worked really well. So the next thing that we're doing is we've just started a few exploratory committee meetings for a downtown performing arts coalition. The idea being to bring some local arts and music events into the downtown area to make use of our space. We have a couple of pocket parks already in place that went up really quickly, and so we would like to make use of those. Maybe some of the buildings that aren't currently going for anything could be used to become performance spaces. So we're hoping that that works in our favor as well, which we're really excited about. And two of the other programs that we did that happened very quickly and came together thanks to some generous support from the Business Development Corporation. We had a Christmas ad campaign that we ran for about 6 weeks in the local paper with rotating stores featured, reminding people to buy local, to come downtown, see what's here. That worked out really well. And then our the program that just launched that we're really proud of is a local establishment, sort of an ad campaign that's running in some of the local hotels, featuring downtown restaurants, places to eat, things to do, emphasizing the golf course, the movie theater, things of that nature for visitors. So anybody that stays in some of the hotels, when they turn on their courtesy channel, up come these professionally made local commercials using not only Vernon businesses, but in some cases some of the Vernon luminaries. Our county judge narrated a couple of the commercials, and we had some other folks with real distinctive voices in the town locally who did that. So that was a lot of fun to do, and it was a real benefit to have people helping with that project. And so we're expecting that to be a nice rotating project. So as new businesses come in, more people get involved. What we really want to do is put it in all of the hotels so that anybody can see what we have to offer downtown. So these are just a few of the things that we've started, and I'm really pleased at how fast it's all come together. You know, I think there's a lot of people in town that wanted to see change for a long time and were ready for things to be different, and they just needed some people to step up and take a leadership role and sort of guide them in that direction. And I think that's what the Main Street program has done. It's been that structure and that guidance that we've needed.
That's awesome. And you know, what a great thing for Vernon, and I know there's so much more. That do you see that this has just been a great motivator, though, seeing some of those projects completed, to just keep adding to the list and continuing, you know, the growth in the town to where there's, you know, pretty much endless possibilities, without sounding, you know, a little too cheesy or anything. But I mean, what a great thing for the city and the people involved, correct?
You know, I think you really hit on something, Ashley, and that is that when people see that they can accomplish little accomplishments, it changes the pessimism into optimism, and that optimism can be very contagious, and once that gets going, the sky's the limit.
Absolutely. Well, we have so much more to get to. I know this is just the tip of it all, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Inside Texoma. Welcome back to Inside Texoma. Once again, I am joined with several members of the Vernon Main Street program, and they are here today just talking about all the new activities and happenings in downtown Vernon. So once again, if we can kind of get to the Main Street program and how, you know, it was really developed in Vernon, kind of taking us back of when this all was started, and you oversee it all. So how this, you know, is all coming into what it is today.
Well, the Main Street program has been in existence for many, many years, and there are a lot of different models for downtown enhancement across the country, but Main Street is special. They have a special way of approaching things. They're chartered out of the National Historic Trust, and here in Texas they are administered through the Texas Historical Commission. The reason for the historical element is that Main Street, unlike other downtown enhancement initiatives, focuses on the restoration of buildings. And that is a key goal of the Main Street approach. And we have been working in Vernon to foster that approach and to address, to utilize that approach. And we've done it in several ways. We've created a facade improvement matching grant program that has funds that have been contributed from the WILBARGER County Historical Commission, from our local Chamber of Commerce and their tourism committee, and also from the City of Vernon. And we use those funds to provide matching grants for property owners who are willing to make upgrades to their property. And we also have another grant program that is for non-building improvements, but things that are still important for the neighborhood. Things like park benches and upgraded trash cans and other similar features. Our local Leadership Vernon class is considering adopting a project of upgrading our garbage can features, and we have a grant program where they can take advantage of that as well. Finally, in the area of building improvements, sometimes building owners are concerned that if they upgrade their property, they're going to be punished by having their taxes go up. Well, in order to address that, we've adopted a new policy in the city as a result of the input that the Main Street Advisory Board made to allow for tax abatements for property owners who make upgrades. And so we are working hard to try to address the physical environment as well as the promotional activities and the community outreach activities we've been talking about.
Because the entire point of the Main Street program is basically just to build growth in these towns and the cities, correct? I mean, is this something that dollars are coming in from the state then, like X amount of dollars, and then that's where the cities also step in, like the city of Vernon would step in and, you know, set aside additional funds to match grants? Or
yes and no. The Texas State Main Street program does provide significant, important support, but it doesn't come in the form of cash. They provide free training, and one of the best, outstanding support mechanisms that they have is they provide what we call free design assistance. Every time a property owner wants to upgrade their building, we put a request in to the state design office, the state Main Street program design office that has architects and other designers in it. They do a formal design proposal that includes renderings of the building as it would look when it's finished, and that's a tremendous benefit.
Yeah.
And then that design that they produce gets attached to the grant application that the people submit, and that's a great help that the state provides us.
And you're right, it's not cash, but you know what, it's saving a lot of money, whereas you might not have that to be able to do that. So, you know, another kind of quick question that many may have is, how did Vernon become involved in this? Were you approached? Was it something you heard about the Main Street program and, you know, oh, we want to get involved in this?
No, typically cities petition the state for the ability to get into the Main Street program. That's what Vernon did, and we did that a couple of years ago, and last year Vernon and Uvalde were the only two cities that were admitted into the program. And as a result of the financial situation of the state, there's been a moratorium on accepting new cities in. So we got in just under the wire.
Wow, so that's a huge benefit then.
Very much.
To Vernon. Well, I know that there's also other things we definitely want to get to that are happening, and you know, kind of going back to you, Meg, I understand there's actually a few contests that, you know, just another incentive, it seems, of the Main Street program that are going to be taking place you can tell us about.
Right. Well, part of the goal of Main Street, it's not just growing the city, but it's also educating the city on what you have, and so that you can appreciate what is already in Vernon. And so through my committee, we had the Purdue, Brandon, Fielder, Collins, and Mott Architectural Appreciation Essay Contest, and we also had an Architectural Awareness Drawing Contest. And both of those, by the way, were sponsored by the Vernon Main Street Program, Vernon College, the WILBARGER County Historical Commission, and the Vintage Vernon Foundation, and the Rotary Club of Vernon. And these were, this occurred in March, and we received over 50 entries into the contest, and it was, the point of it was that people could write about or draw about a building of significance to them in Vernon. And we're currently judging them, and the prize will go out in May, which is Texas Preservation Month.
Are you impressed with all the entries?
Well, we were excited. You know, it's the first time you do things. You never know how it's going to go. And so we were excited to have so many entries.
Huh? Yeah, definitely.
And there's a cash prize, so I'm sure that helps.
Absolutely. But you know, that's got to be encouraging and interesting at the same time to see, hey, this building's important to this person because, and then so on. So, no, that's interesting to share. Will those be shared as well, like with others in the city, as soon as the
We're going to
contests
have
are over?
Yes, in May, as a tying into Texas Preservation Month, we're going to have a ceremony where we give the prize, and Dan will probably present a.
Actually, the mayor says he will do it.
Okay, great.
Well, that's going to be a big special day. So we'll, of course, keep in touch with them on that, and just keep up with the latest right here on News Channel 6. What a great day. And something else we quickly want to let you mention, which I think this is so cool, is that Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi is being offered in downtown.
Coming to Vernon, yes. It will be up and running in the next few weeks. We had a community meeting, as Mark mentioned, and that was a lot of community members mentioned we really want to have some free Wi-Fi downtown. So we've been working on finding a provider for that, and it seems to all be coming together. So the next few weeks around the courthouse will be free Wi-Fi.
Very exciting, encouraging people to go to those businesses down there as well so they can enjoy that free Wi-Fi, huh? Well, Mark, just before we take a quick break, I definitely want to let you touch on some museums that you were telling us about.
Yes, that's right. There's 2 museums that are currently getting traction in the downtown area. There's the WILBARGER County Historical Museum, which is currently to be housed in the old jailhouse, and that's just a block from downtown, and that's very exciting. That's a big collection of wonderful artifacts from Vernon's past that really showcases the colorful history of the town. And the museum that I'm a part of is the Jack Teagarden Museum. Jack Teagarden was a jazz trombonist in the big band era and was widely considered the greatest jazz trombone player of all time. And we just got funding for that, and we'll be bringing the bulk of the collection into town at the end of the month, at the end of April, and we're really excited about that because that's, I think, going to be a museum that brings people from all over the world. Teagarden has fans as far away as Sweden and Germany, and they've all, I've gotten all kinds of broken English emails asking me, when's this going to be open? And so we're hoping that both of those museums will be able to break ground and have ribbon cutting ceremonies this year.
Wow.
So
that's awesome.
It's really going to be an added draw for the downtown area.
Jack Teagarden was born in Vernon.
He was born in Vernon, Texas. In
so what a great tie,
It's a perfect tie-in.
What a great thing. That's awesome. Now, is it fair to say, Dan, that all of these things that are happening are possible or happening because of the Main Street program? I mean, is that fair to say, or a correlation at least, into making it happen?
Well, I don't want to go overboard, except one of the things that a Main Street program does is it encourages collaboration between different groups that maybe never thought to collaborate before. Many of the projects that we've talked about are collaborations of the Chamber of Commerce or the Historical Commission or with the Main Street program, and without that collaboration it would never have happened. But with the Main Street program we get people to collaborate, and that helps things move forward.
Absolutely. So I love that. I love the tie-in and all the great things. And if you can believe this, we have actually not even talked about all the wonderful things that this is creating in Vernon. We have much more, including the farmers market. And I know you touched a little bit about that, but we are going to come back with all the details you need to know. So don't go anywhere. Texoma will be right back with more.